What's up, everybody? It's Dynasty Mir Search for Huru. And we have the brother we rock every Wednesday around this. No, actually, we're rocking a little early today, but I'm in Cali, so we had to get started a little bit earlier. But today's topic, well, the brother Kala Genesis is on with us today. Kala Thanos, as he's known, his nickname, Kala Thanos. One snap with the Affinity Gauntlet, and all the deadly clowns disappear. Well, we wish.
Yeah, I could only hope.
Only hope. So today's topic is deadly clowns exposed. Why does street mentality dominate Black America? We got to really go in on this, Kala, because
Right.
Why is this the case?
Because we're not in power. That's a short answer right there. We are not in power, and the fact that the clowns, the thugs, and the fools, and the buffoons, the entertainers, the sports stars dominate our culture. Malcolm X talked about this. He said, Black America is the only culture. Let me tell you about the only thing that you see from Black America. You'll see the only group of people in history that ever forgave their oppressors for enslaving them, and wanted to be part of the oppressors. So that really wrecks your soul right there. You're sick people that you want to embrace and enjoy the same country that enslaved you. You turn against the mother country.
Whoa. But hold on, Kala. We built this country. We have our bones. The bones of our ancestors are buried in the ground here in America.
Hey, Dinas, I'm sure the guy who rebuilt your bathroom, right?
Right.
I'm sure he left some gloves somewhere around, laying around and everything. But is he going to come over your house anytime and take a shower and bath up because he built your shower?
No.
No, you know what I'm saying? This idea that we built this country. No, your labor, our ancestors' labor, allowed them to finance and build their own country for themselves. Where is history have the victor and the vanquished ever shared the spoils? Am I missing something here? Never.
You're not. Never.
To the victor belong the spoils. When you war, they say there's no such thing as this is stolen. No. There was a war between Native Americans and white people. White people won. What was is not anymore. And what was will never be again. America is a white European extension republic. That's all it is. You're never going to be part of it. Stop this nonsense about, oh, yeah, one day the white man's going to show mercy and you're going to rise up to the occasion and you're going to join the white man at the table. He's going to give you reparations and he's going to give you the rights and he'll let you marry his daughter and all that nonsense. It's not going to happen. Like I said, deadly clownism, right? We have clowns that run Black America. Why? Mm-hmm. Because the white man makes sure that's the way it is. There are plenty of Black people in Black America that have the capability.
Hey, hold on, Kala. Somebody in the chat room says, word salad. We built it and are coming for what's ours. What is Kala doing to help this situation?
Oh, well, you're not coming for what's yours because it's not yours. You didn't build it, and you didn't build it, and you didn't. You weren't the architects of this country. The manifest destiny of America is a European, from sea to shining sea. That's the manifest destiny of the white man. What you are, sir, is a white man in blackface trying to use that we're coming for ours as an excuse to hang on to something that you know is not yours. You don't belong here in America. We were stolen from Africa. That's where your manifest destiny. That's where we ought to return to and build what's yours. Africa is what's yours, not America. So that's just a slick way of trying to claim America under the guise of you care about that. You don't give a fuck about our slave ancestors. You don't give a fuck about their pain. All you want to do is use them as a justification to hanging on to America. That's what it is. So you ain't fooling me.
So, Kala, are you saying people are disingenuous when they say our ancestors?
They're lying. They don't give a fuck about the ancestors. They could care less. They hate the fact that the ancestors were slaves. On one hand, they're saying that slavery never happened and they're Native Americans. On the other hand, when they try to claim America, or ancestors been here, they're all over the fucking place. They're disingenuous. They're liars. And they think we're not smart enough to see right through their bullshit. It's bullshit on whole wheat toast with a side of fries.
Non-alkaline vegan fries. We did 2019.
Vegan fries, and vegan bullshit. So the bottom line is, like I said, the entertainers are elevated by the powers that be. Now, I'm not going to call any particular ethnic group out in the white community and everything like that, because I think that's unfair. You know, I think this one ethnic group gets beat up a lot. You know, and I don't
Who?
think
What do you mean? You're not, one more time. You're not calling out who?
One particular ethnic group in the white community that's always involved with black entertainment and stuff like
Oh,
that.
okay, yeah.
We're not
We
gonna call
can't.
the name,
Okay. What are you talking about?
We're not gonna call the group out. I
Yeah,
think that's
last name usually is Berg or Steinberg. Yeah, okay, I got
something
you,
like
got you.
that. You know,
Stein, I got you. Okay, I got you. All right.
Stitzel and
Yeah, okay, I got you,
Heinberg or something like that. You
got
know,
you.
there's an old saying says, what came first, the iceberg or Goldberg? You know, who sucked the iceberg?
I never heard that one, bro. Let's
Okay,
continue. Let's
I'll tell
continue.
you the joke. There was a Chinese man and a Jewish man, Chinese man was sitting down having dinner. The Jewish man was yelling to the Chinese man, telling him about Pearl Harbor. The Chinese man said, "We didn't attack Pearl Harbor, it was the Japanese." And the Jewish man said, "Chinese, Japanese, they're both the same." So the Chinese man said, "Well, what about you Jews sinking the Titanic?" The Jewish man said, "We didn't sink the Titanic, an iceberg sunk the Titanic." Chinese man says, "Well, iceberg, Goldberg, same thing."
All right, let's continue.
All right, the joke for the day is good. But the whole thing is, folks, is we are the only group of people where the clowns, the buffoons, are leading us. The clowns and the buffoons are dominating us. Why? Because intelligent black men are so emasculated. We're so scared to speak up and say what's right and what's wrong. We don't know how to say what's right. We don't know how to put our foot down as men and say, this is the way it is. This is what's going to happen. So we have to basically tell people, this is what we're going to do to show it, you know? And I, for one, the organization I'm from, the BAL, I am not having bullshit, you know? Mm-hmm. I see bullshit, and I see bullshit a fucking mile away. Negroes want to come around you with their stupid, their cooning, their joking, not being serious, not being thorough, and all this kind of nonsense. And then when shit fucks up, they're like, well, you know, no, enough of that. You are going to be responsible from now on for our fuckers. In order for us to be free, we have to take responsibility for ourselves. That's something the clown and the Negroes won't want to do. We'll always say the white man, we'll always say black women, we'll blame everybody else but us. We'll blame the black women, we'll blame the black youth, we'll say Generation X, oh, they're not fucking up. We'll never say collectively it's us black men because we're fucking cowards. We let people entertain us. Malcolm X said, we're the only group of people where sports stars and entertainers speak for the masses. Show me anywhere. When you go to the Jewish community, they don't ask a friggin' entertainer, what do you think about Jewish matters? They don't go to the mob and ask about Italian matters. They don't go to entertainers. They go to top people who are learning on decent subjects and ask you about this stuff. But anytime you want to do a show on MSNBC or whatever, and
here comes Jay-Z, Meek Mill,
a fucking Jadakiss.
He's a Ray.
I remember when 9/11 happened. This is when I knew that I had to make a decision back in 2001. And then 7 years later, I said I became online the College Genesis. When I heard when 9/11 happened and the fucking MTV interviewed Jadakiss, I was like, what the fuck is this going on here? He was like, yeah, it be some real shit now. And then about a year later, a couple months later, he was like, he ran a song called Why Did Bush Knock Down Those Towers? Trying to sound conscious. I'm like, man, there's a void. Dumb Negroes are given a platform to speak for the masses. You know, people unqualified, uneducated. And that's why I tell people all the time, and I'm invited on the show for Saturday night to talk about Liberia, right? People heard the show that we did last week. And I said, man, I've never heard it put like that, you know? Why? Because I'm not trying to brag on myself, but sometimes if you don't give yourself credit, nobody else will. And I'm not one of those emasculated fucking dudes that gonna sit back and not take credit for what I do. And so just to make you feel comfortable about yourself. Yes, my research on Liberia has changed the narrative all over the internet about that country. That was my research for years. You know? And so therefore, because of that narrative, we changed that narrative about Liberia, people are now asking questions. What we could have done better? What did we do right? What did we do wrong? You know? And so therefore, hey, Dinus, I gotta go inside my office. Right, I'm parked there right now. I'm gonna load up when I get back. So hold it on. Give me like 5 minutes, okay?
Okay. All right. Cool. All right, everyone. Thank you guys for joining. Let's give Call about 5 minutes. He's about to go into his office. He just pulled up to his. Actually, Colin's about to meet another brother from the BIO who's also going to join us on the chat room. So join us on the live stream. So everyone, thank you again for joining us. Please hit that like button. 313 Dreaming. There's a divide between street black people and educated blue or white collar black people. The ones out of the hood hate on the hood black people and vice versa. I don't. Why? There's no reason for a blue or white collar black person to hate on somebody in the hood. How do you hate on somebody in the hood? Please define hate. Calling out the buffoonery, calling out the dustiness. How's that hating? Somebody who's educated, blue or white collar, how does someone in that position hate on somebody in the hood? By calling out the fuckery, you're a hater. How? How are you a fuckery by how are you a hater by calling out the fuckery in the hood? Yes, sir. That a number of men from among ourselves shall be sent to Africa to see if they can obtain by gift or purchase land sufficient to settle upon. Yeah. No, but the brother's pulling up to his office. Okay, like I was saying, Kyle has a very successful insurance business. So I know he has some things he has to tie up, some loose ends he has to tie up, and some people he has to meet. So, once we get done, he's going to handle that. So that's why he's pulling up to his office. So yeah, somebody explain to me how does somebody who's educated, right, who's white collar, blue collar, or whatnot, by calling out the fuckery in the hood, how's that hating? That is hating very negative. So if you're a deadly clown, who says burn down the hood? I never said burn down the hood. No one ever. Who says burn down the hood? I think the cancer in the hood, you have to get rid of them in order to move forward in progress. But I would never say burn down the hood. Well, let them stay here in America. We had a large meeting of males at the Reverend R. Allen Church the other evening. 3,000 at least attended, and there was not one soul that was in favor of going to Africa. Okay, well, let them stay here. I'm just saying, you're gonna not having an African plan for the just not implementing or having an African plan, in my honest opinion, is going to be a big mistake. It's going to be a big mistake. We're not going to leave our brothers behind. Behind where? Again, not having an African plan is a big mistake, in my honest opinion. That's all I'm saying. You guys need to read a book. In fact, you guys need to watch the documentary or the series by Skip Gates on the Reconstruction era. You guys need to watch that. So I just personally don't understand how you cannot have or not consider other options outside of this country, knowing the history of how Black people have been treated in this country, in America. That's all I'm saying. You've been catching hell for 400 years, but you have people that won't consider other options just in case. That's all I'm saying. No, Kyla's in his office. Well, he's walking up to his office. So he should be coming back on here any second now. So we're just waiting on him. because most people haven't been there. Well, they need to go visit. I just don't understand how Black people have been so patient in America for 400 years. The racial terrorism we've been dealing with and confronted with for the past 400 years. But when you bring up Africa, for some reason, it's like you have an eye in your middle of your forehead. Yeah, Colin should be coming back on here any second, but yeah, it doesn't make sense. You bring up Africa, they think you're crazy. But I think you're crazy for not considering other options when if you just study the history of what Black people have been experiencing here in America for the past 400 years. But hey, I don't know. Yeah, if you want to be it's not that simple. You have just as much in stake than anyone. I don't understand. I don't understand what you mean by your statement. You have nothing to lose. America has been very upfront on how they feel about Black people. They have been very upfront and transparent how they feel about Black people. America has. But damn, you bring up an African plan, we got every Negro stalling tactic in the book. But oh well. Oh, full effect. Hold up. Hold up. I might get you on here in a second because Colin, he's taking his time. But everybody, let's hit that like button as you come to the chat room, please. As you come to the chat room, please hit that like button. Africa is not being colonized. And Africa's 54 countries. Yes, there are issues in Africa, but trust me, nowhere like they are here in America. I can tell you that right now from experience on being on the ground. Everybody thinks Africa is one country filled with Nigerians. They think Africa is Nigeria. You got 54 countries. I mean, colonized by who? Go ahead, Colin.
Okay.
Colin, can we deal with some of these Negro stalling tactics real quick?
Oh yeah, we're gonna deal with it in a second. First, I want to introduce you to Mr. Ron Whitfield. Show your shirt, man. BL member.
Okay, what's up, Mr. Whitfield? Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Ron. He likes to be called Ron. He knows all about you guys.
Okay.
You know?
Oh yeah, been following you for a few.
Yeah, so he's in the give me backup tonight. You know, I'm in my office and everything like that. So we'll be talking about a lot of stuff in the BL. Okay, now what would you say about the Negro stalling tactics again, brother?
Just Africa's being colonized. You know, we built this country. We ain't got the Yvette Carnell, Misery Merchant.
You know,
go ahead.
I know you're about ADOS. Yeah, the ADOS people, you know. And the whole thing is that's basically an excuse. You know what gets me is, I always tell them, let's say they believe that, right? I'm saying I'm willing to compromise. Let's say if I believe that you can have America, right? But that's not enough for them. They want to destroy any escape attempt from America. Not only do they want them to see, in order for them to believe that they are Americans, they have to destroy us nationalists. Why? Because the fact that we even here, the fact that there's even people thinking about leaving America or a future without America or building out America is a threat to their little safe space that they created a head called "I'm a Black American."
Right.
You know, it's a lie. If they were telling the truth, if history was on their side, they wouldn't be frightened by nationalist organizations. You know, they wouldn't be frightened.
And Colin, that's like you bring it up. If you just study the history, like I watched the Skip Gates series, the 4 hour, the first 2 episodes, I guess, a couple of days ago. And if you just study history, like what do you? I don't understand what ADOS This is the part I understand. Like, what do they expect that to change? Like, what's really going to change?
They don't expect anything to change. They don't have any expectations to change. All they want to do is keep doing the same old, same old. You understand something? The people who promote ADOS, they themselves personally, all of them on a personal level will be all right. They got their ties to white people. They got their money going. This, that, and the other thing. Also, Dias, I think why don't we while we have the time tonight, why don't we play a little clip of that Yvette Carnell situation with that what she said about not collecting money. Black people ain't got no money. But did you see the amount of donations she collect? If black people don't have any money, why is she collecting money from black people then?
Well, because she has to do the research. She got to get the data.
She said black people ain't got no money. The guy said, she got to do the research and all that. She's not very smart. She's not.
So she has to do the research so she can tell them black people don't have any money.
And clown for generations, telling us everything. She says that black people can't form investment groups. Now Jay Morris is doing fine now. They say, oh, he's gonna fail. It's not gonna work, and they create these unrealistic expectations. He's not going to fix the hood. First of all, we're going to talk about that too. It's impossible to rebuild the so-called hood as a black man. Only if a government can't do it, the federal government can't do it. How the hell are you going to raise money to so-called buy back and rebuild the hood? What's the solution? Well, the solution is, hey, look, cut your losses and say, okay, for future generations, let's invest someplace else. Let's pull our money and capital out of America.
Well, I think that's what's going on because, and I'm part of the. I actually joined the Jay Morrison his courses. I'm about his courses, but from what I've been observing, they're not really. And correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody in the chat room, anybody, if you watch this in the future, correct me if I'm wrong. They're not really buying anything like in the hood.
Of course not. Why would they? They're looking for profit. You know what I'm saying? Probability. And when you do real estate investment, you got to go by probability. Probability means if you do all your benchmarks, analytics, and everything like that, and your feasible studies and everything, you get a high or low or medium probability. When you talk about inner city communities that's going the way they go, it's a low probability that you're going to have families to come in and rebuild and settle and work for a generation to pay the mortgage and raise the equity in the areas. 2, you're not going to give you guaranteed low crime rates. You know what I'm saying? High property value rates, high rates of return. And these a lot of communities have failed. Drugs, crime, teen pregnancy, single motherhood, and all stuff has taken a toll, right? So if you're going to go invest in property and everything, if your object is to make money one day, take as much money out of American populace, you go where the money's at. Take that money one day and let's invest it over in Africa. You know what I'm saying? That's my proposal. Because they said, well, what about the hood? Look, the whole thing is we tried, you know what I'm saying? Lord knows we tried. Mr. Winfield can tell you, one time there were good black neighborhoods in America, and there were stuff like that, but now it's not the case, And let me go get some drink. Mr. Winfield, introduce yourself and talk. He wrote a book in 2000 about this. What were many of you brothers doing in 2000? He talked about land infrastructure nation back in 2000, His brother's been talking about this for generations. And see, the reason, if you live in Virginia right here, you could see at one time, like damn that road, right? Remember that was all woods? All woods. I first moved down here. A year later, there was a city down there. That's when it dawned on me that, wait a minute, all you need is land and infrastructure. You can build civilization. You can rebuild civilization with a new municipality. I said, wait a minute here. We've been doing it all wrong. Why don't we build stuff like this? Right? And then it took me a while to say, if we can do this over here, why can't we do this over in Africa? Build infrastructure. So I've been talking about infrastructure and building nation states and all stuff like that and have trade. I saw new shopping centers pop up, right? All this. I said, all these things are bringing trucks coming in, people working. And so like what was once woods is now civilization.
It didn't take that long.
It didn't take that long. I said, wow. So I'm from New York. I don't remember ever seeing woods going to concrete, Everything when you're in New York, you just think they're always there. You think the buildings sprung from the earth. They're always there. When you come down here, you see brand new roads being built. You see rail lines going down. You see power lines going down, underground cable. And I'm saying, that's it. Infrastructure. That's how you build civilization. That's how you have shit. That's how you have jurisdiction. That's why you have all this stuff like that. It's infrastructure. You have to control the land, and you have to build infrastructure on it to allow people to be on it. But yeah, I'm gonna go get some drink. Go ahead, Ron, take it over.
Oh, no problem. Yo, Diners.
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Probably about 20 some years ago, I realized after studying Black history for decades, it was like, okay, I'm accumulating all this information. And it's like, okay, now I got this information. Now, what am I going to do with it? And I started watching everybody coming up with these different organizations and so forth. And everybody's talking about unity, but nobody's uniting. So therefore, we still stand totally ununited, but we got 1,000 different organizations, everybody working against each other. So my thoughts was, you cannot get where you want to go here in the United States. You got too many roadblocks against you. The people that are in control, the dominant group, they will, I mean, just like you saw back in Black Wall Street and so forth,
Right.
they got the ability.
Right. I was reading about that today. Black Wall Street, reading about that today. Memphis as well, the Memphis Rise, Black Wall Street. You have Wilmington, and the thing is that shouldn't deter or discourage Black people from wanting to build here in America. You know what I mean? All I'm saying is, if you study the history, you should also consider an African plan. That's all I'm saying. But go ahead.
That's a compromise, but they don't want that compromise. What they want is, let me say this smart. Now, the thing is about Black Wall Street is this, just like there was Wilmington and there was Tulsa.
Hold on, stop the show. Well, swell. No, it doesn't. That's a lie. It does not take years to get a business LLC abroad. No, it doesn't. See, you have
they spread out
misinformation like this. Yeah, but go ahead.
They spread out misinformation about Africa, how it is over there. That's why we're doing the BL such good work. In the BAL social network, we have people on the ground on the continent. They give us first-hand information about what's going on in each country. You know, this is what's going on. This is how you have to do it. We have people opening up successful tourist companies, like brother Mark Bratton that does the South Africa one. I mean, my God, world-class tourism. Give me a second. Go ahead, Ron.
Oh, okay. Well, listen, Dennis.
Yeah.
In my opinion, we need to do both. You know, ADOS, they can do their own thing. But the bottom line is you got to have a land base on the continent where you can organize and have control over what it is that you do.
Right.
You know, that's my position.
Yeah. And that's the position of BAL. We have to have the Black people of the diaspora, the states such as, have to have control over a piece of territory.
Real quick, Seneb Sankofa says, I don't think the ideology of staying in the U.S. has anything to do with dependence on the white man.
Yes, it does have to do with the white man. Why? Because right now, the white man is Facebook just kicked off a whole bunch of people. They started with Alex Jones and all these other people. Then they announced today that they're kicking off Minister Louis Farrakhan on Facebook, right? Soon, I'm going to be on Facebook. Dynasty's going to be on Facebook, all that. The white man controls everything in America. Don't give me that crap. The shit that comes out of your ass that goes through the toilet and go out to the plumbing system comes by his system. The water you drink comes from his system. The electricity that you're watching this thing on comes from his system. You know, you don't have anything independent of him in America. So what the hell are you talking about? That's that welfare mentality. You know, that's that mentality where people, the whole like, they open up a refrigerator, food's there. You know, and they're getting food stamps and everything. And they don't even know the basics. Like how when I was a kid, I used to go to my grandparents' house, right? In the South. If you wanted food, you better go pick apples in the orchard. You know what I'm saying? You better go kill a chicken. You know what I'm saying? You better do something. You want clothes, you better wash your hands off your thing. That's what I was getting. If you want to be warm this winter, get out there and cut down the trees, with the axe. You say, sharpen the axe blade up like that. We have a whole generation of black people who do not know how to survive outside of somebody giving them something. And they really think that this idea that this system that they love so much and everything that provides for them is not the white man's. I hear that stupid lady, that congresswoman say, America's not going to be a white country forever. Well, whose country is going to be? Do you have people of color that's going to run all the power grid and all stuff like that? No, it's mostly white engineers that do that. So they want to enjoy a country, but they don't want to build it.
Yeah, because even if they do become the smaller percentage of the population,
they still own everything.
They still control all the resources and all the business
and all the infrastructure and all the infrastructure. You know what I'm saying? So they don't even bother. They don't even bother. Why do white people aren't really sweating becoming a minority or not? They're not sweating at all because they still control 99% of the wealth, the infrastructure, and everything. And only people that's going to benefit from that is the Negro politician class who they're going to get more funding and stuff like that and pretend like they're fighting Trump and fighting the white man and all stuff like that. While the black political class is the biggest sham ever perpetrated on Black America. They have never done anything to improve the lives of black people. Look at Baltimore, look at Detroit, look at Chicago, look at any of these places where St. Louis, any places where black political establishment and black people are worse than they are doing. They live in the predominantly white people. We live in Virginia Beach. We have a large black middle class here. 25% of the population of Virginia Beach is black, and almost all middle class. And I think we have one city councilman that's black, and she's a black lady from Liberia. She's a Liberian lady. I think you have 1 or 2 city councilmen of Virginia Beach. Nobody's like that. Black people here have money. You know what I'm saying? They got jobs, they got money, they got all the stuff like that. We don't have that black entrenched political class like we do in Norfolk, right? And look how Norfolk is. Norfolk. Half of Norfolk is going to be gone, but in another 5.
You there, Kala? Kala.
Years. Norfolk is going. Norfolk.
Kala.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, your internet's going in and out.
We got frozen or something. Okay, I think I'm in my office, so this internet is pretty good here. But what we're saying is the problem of the topic of tonight is why is it that the freaking clowns in Black America rule? Why? Because in Black America, real intellect is not valued. That's why when something happens, they put the mic in front of a basketball player. They put the mic in front of a rapper. They put the mic in front. They don't want to put the mic in front of me, and they ask me any questions, everything. I'm going to unload on them. You're not going to get. They don't like the fact that we don't even like the fact that people are too deep. If you're too deep as black people, as a black person, even other black people, they like, you know what I'm saying, brother? They shy away, like, oh, man, that's a little too deep for me,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's get back to talking about the Nets game last night. Let's get back to talking to whatever. And that's what our culture is, and the white man knows that. He knows the fact that we don't put the best and brightest in front of us as role models and stuff like that. He knows that. So what possible threat can you have you be to him? What? That he might damage one of his nightsticks or knock you upside the head? Yeah, that's probably the only damage you might have. And when you do probably rise up and everything like that, the only thing that they're scared of is they might fall out dying with heart attack laughing so hard, mobilize and rise up and everything. And they'll laugh so hard that they'll fall out dead. He got us right where he wants us because the bottom line is the main thing the black man in America does not have is a land base of his own. And everybody, look, I can't count how many black reality shows are on TV. There's like dozens of them. Saying what? What do they do? They sit in fancy residence. I saw this one lady the other day. I forgot who she was saying. She's broke with $150 in the bank. So one of those reality chicks.
It's one of the Braxton sisters.
Yeah. I'm saying, well, why you expose yourself on TV, acting a fool on one of your reality shows, and you broke? God damn! That's utterly freaking ridiculous. God damn, you broke and you freaking on a reality show? That's freaking crazy. So the whole thing is this. Like I said, Jay-Z rapped about regentrifying the hood, right? I guess know what I think it is. I'm sure of this, right? Jay-Z doesn't actually look at the internet himself, right? Him and Beyonce, they live in a bubble, right? They get secondhand information about what people are saying about them, right? And the people that's telling them that are not giving them the truth. They're not telling them everything. It's like if you go out there, right, and you gotta remember back in the day, somebody messed your head up and you got a bald spot in the back of your head. Right? Like, yo, your boy will tell you, yo, you got a bald spot in the back here. You better take that shit up. Remember that? But your friend who's trying to clown you will be like, yo, man, everything, yo, you shit good, man. And you go out there and everybody's like, yo, look at me with the bald spot in the back. You know what I'm saying? Remember those days? That's what's going on with these entertainers. There are people that publicists are not telling them really what black people particularly, are saying about them, right? Jay-Z, of all people, have the nerve to talk about, let's stop the gentrification in the hood. Well, Negro, you with the Barclays Center over there in Brooklyn was part of the gentrification. You spent decades talking about drugs. The streets is watching. I saw more drugs than Johnson Johnson, Marcy's son. You with your antics celebrated the absolute destruction of black communities in New York City and throughout the country with your lifestyle. Now you're gonna come back and say, let's buy the same community back up. Let's regentrify the community. You were the one who called it regentrification in the first place. With the massive crime wave in the 2000s and the late 90s and stuff like that, with your music and your culture you brought. But now these people want to talk, and then they talk about let's buy up the block. Okay, let me ask you a question. If you're gonna go rebuy the block up, right, you gotta ask yourself this one question. And I not saying I'm a scientist, right? I'm just saying use the reason and logic, right?
Hey guys, let's get these likes up. We have 211 people watching, only 85 likes. Let's get these likes up. Go ahead.
Check this out. Reason and logic states that things have to have balance and order, right? Logic is this: the people left the black community for a reason. Why? The number one reason was crime, low property values, everything, gunshots every night.
Terrible schools suck.
Schools terrible, everything like that, right? Now you have rappers like what's his name, Slim Thug. We're buying back the hood. We're buying back the block. Okay. Now you're gonna buy back the block. You're gonna rent the community, rent them out to Queen of Queens was buying something in Jersey, low income housing.
Queen Latifah, low income, yeah. Queen Latifah, she's building affordable housing.
Oh yeah, but the thing is, when you say affordable housing, who was gonna live there? Is it gonna be?
It's so vague because affordable housing, like right now, and so like in the city of Atlanta, pretty much Section 8 no longer exists.
Yeah.
So when you say affordable housing, it's going to be pretty much a city employee that makes 50 racks.
Right, affordable housing, and also
that's affordable. Like that's little. Like in San Francisco, affordable housing is someone that makes $150,000 a year.
$100,000 a year.
Yeah,
and that's the low income in San Francisco.
But if you make minimum wage, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap. You're gone. You're home. You live in a shelter. So the whole thing is, one of the things that driving housing prices, demand for housing prices, is the fact that there's so much crime and criminality in these communities, and it's forced like in Virginia Beach. Well, Virginia Beach is being overrun for people that used to live in Norfolk and Portsmouth. Why? The crime out there. People, I want to live someplace better. And then what happens is they start bringing their relatives out into the neighborhood and everything, and the same thing started like in Chimney Hill area. The same thing is happening in your hood is not happening in middle class Virginia Beach. Because you come over here and you try to, instead of getting what the black folks is here and let's do something here, you want to bring all the hood element with you or not, That's what's bringing things down here in Virginia Beach, And so, like I tell people all the time, I said, look, I don't know what to do. The whole thing is this kooky and I hate to say that, stuff like that, but this culture of ghetto and ignorance in Black America, and I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something controversial, right? Think I'm controversial, and I'm gonna hurt some people's feelings. But as you know, I don't really give a damn about people's feelings. You have to know that about me right now. There's too many people that benefit from the fuckery and the ratchetness in Black America. These people.
Kyle, let's be specific. It's too many non-Black people who benefit the most.
And Black people. There's a lot of black people that only thing they want to talk about, instead of us spending our time talking about nation building and stuff like that, we got to keep going back to why is this happening here? Why is Boom Quisha and Pookie causing ruckus? Why is this happening right here? Why is that here? Instead of us saying, you know something, we're doing this thing over in Rwanda. We're going to Rwanda. We're building here. We're sitting down right here. We're talking to Ghana. We're talking to this country right here. We got trade back and forth and everything. I talked to my boy Chef Rob the other night. You know, he's doing really good. You know, he's been traveling to the continent and stuff like that. You know, there's a lot of people doing a lot of good stuff in Black America. You're gonna see in the future. You're gonna see bear fruit. But we always talking about the hood. Why? Because, and not only that, if you don't live in that lifestyle, you say, well, yeah, when I was, I hear stories like, yeah, I'm going out to work and everything, and I'm got to worry about this dude sneaking in my house, messing with my wife. What kind of mess is that? If you kind of live that sort of lifestyle and whatnot, you know, that's not what we're trying to do. You know, people breaking in my car, people doing this, cops around, gunshots every night. Police come on scene. I'm getting arrested because they think I fit the description. Who wants to fucking live like that?
Right.
And so therefore, okay, that's that life. That's that life. We can't do nothing about racism, just stuff like that. But what we can do is talk about the future. And when we start talking about the future, here's the trick. People are going to tell you, why are you talking about building overseas? Why are you talking about building banks? Why are you talking about building investment groups? Why are you talking about doing this? You know what I'm saying? We need, how is that going to help the hood? How is that going to help the hood? And I'm saying to myself, okay, if you got somebody that don't live in the hood, right? He's saying, you know something? If I go to the hood, right, I'm considered a lame. I'm considered a nerd.
Square.
I'm considered all
Square.
Like that, right? I'm not fitting in. You got
You ain't got, hey, Kala, you ain't got no swag. You ain't got no swag.
And that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. You got people out there, right, that are, this is how the nationals community is involved. There's a lot of us nationals that got education, stuff like that. We know stuff like that. But we don't have the sort of swag or whatever. Why? Because, like I said, we don't have the felony back record. And I got one of my boys from Charleston. He'll tell you right now, I consider him one of my leaders, right? My brother Shaquem. He'll tell you, I did 12 years in federal time. He said, I was a felon, I did drugs, like that. But he said, look, I completely denounced that life. And he is more against that shit than I am. Mm-hmm. He don't go back and forth, well, I'm still in the hood. No, he run a boys' school. You know, he's out there in the community making a difference every day and everything. He's feeding the homeless. Because why? Because he has a conviction. He's real. When people are fake, they don't know what part they're in. You start saying, we need to clean up the hood. They'll start telling you, well, you got to understand them brothers, where they're coming from. They got to sell their dope. They got to do this. They got to do that. Why are you being so hard on them? You want to focus on the white man who's giving you the dope. Take no responsibility for what they're doing. And then when you come around there and you try to patrol the community, why y'all bringing those guns around and whatnot? Y'all seem like the ones who's violent and whatnot. You get denounced by the people you trying to protect. You know what I'm saying? This brother right here do this. People are getting tired of it. You try to say, you think, do something else. You go out there and say, okay, well, this is what we're going to do. We're going to patrol the community. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have neighborhood watch. We're going to do this. The very people that you want to join you will be like, nah, man. That's dry snitching and whatnot. Nah, and that's it. So therefore, they create a sanctuary for the fuckery. They protect.
All right, real quick, Who Travel Guy says this is why most people laugh at us Pan-Africanists, because we all live and work in the West, but we complain about why other blacks aren't moving to Africa.
All right, what are you talking about, the hood?
No, did you hear the comment?
Moving out of the hood or moving out of America?
No. Okay, let me repeat. Okay, this is why most people laugh at us Pan-Africanists, because we all live and work in the West, but we complain about why other blacks aren't moving to Africa.
Oh, well, Africa right now is not in the hands of Pan-Africanists. Africa is the emotional part of Africa is Pan-Africanism. And I said there's Pan-Africanism and there's African safari. White people have an African safari. When they talk about Africa, they're talking about lions, zebras, and all stuff like that. Black people have an emotional attachment, Pan-African, Kwame Nkrumah, and all stuff like Patrice Lumumba, stuff like that. The real business of Africa is the French Union, the Commonwealth of Nations, the NATO, AFRICOM. That's the business of Africa, and whatever connections Africans make diplomatically. One thing, even though we may disagree with it, once those African countries sign agreements with these countries like China and stuff like that, that's it. That's the law of the land. So no matter what emotional attachment we have to the continent, those treaties are what's happening. So that's why I say the black race and the Africans of the diaspora need some sort of political entity, a land base of their own to claim to deal with Africa that way. Because we can't get into Africa the way it is right now because there's too much politics. African politics is not pluralistic. It's not like what's in the best interest of the African continent. It's not none of that. It's always who is connected, who the Europeans tend to deal with, and they say, well, how can Africans let Europeans know? Well, look at America. Every black entertainer, right? Everybody that they put over us in Black America is chosen by white people. So
True.
who you as Africans, who they can deal with when we don't have any control over who speaks on our behalf. You know, is that making sense? Al Sharpton, he lost all kinds of credibility when he's sitting out with presidential candidates in National Advocacy Network like he has some credibility. You know, as Sylvius, you know, like he has some credibility. Who appoints him there? The power brokers at MSNBC and NBC Corporation. He sold his soul to the Democratic National Committee. So therefore, like I said, we as black people in America have to understand that in order for us to be free, we have to stop. Well, one thing we have to do is stop the celebrity worship. You know, if we could do that one thing, stop celebrity worship. You know, stop worshiping a celebrity. Every time I'll be cool with somebody talking about, yeah, this, that, and the other thing, right? And then we talk about their favorite celebrity. Also, I look at the comment things. Jeez, I don't see no comments. You know? Okay, I'll wait a couple hours. No comments. They stop commenting. You know? So anyway, is everything all right? Well, you got to understand, you know, I've been listening to such and such, you know, I've been watching such and such movies. How dare you talk about such and such? You talk about their favorite celebrity and they unfriend you. You think there's any accident of that? You think
or listen. You talk about the favorite celebrity, they'll call you an agent.
Yeah, they'll call you agent. Oh man, you talk about that favorite celebrity, and they know, the powers that be know that you are listening to these people day and night. You're taking their advice. But the thing I like about white America is this: no matter what the white celebrities say, they have no influence over the mass of white people. You know, remember Jane Fonda? They kicked her to the damn curb, you know. They quit. You go against their creed. That's when you have something. The American creed, this land, this promise, right? You go against them and become a traitor to them, like they did with the Wall Street, the Hollywood people back in the 1950s during the Red Scare. They said, "Oh, this person's a communist." That person, it was ruined. You know why? Because the promise of America, right? That means more than how much money you have in the bank. And you have rich celebrities who are not isolated. They don't feel stuff like that. They whatever. Like now they're getting a little bolder. They've been saying stuff and this, that, and other. But the bottom line is, when you go against them and you say something out of turn, they don't care how much money you got in the bank. Black people with black celebrities, all they have to do is Beyonce have to do her little dance and whatnot, and talk about Bayism and show up with a Bugatti and all stuff like that, and flip her blonde wig around, whatnot, this, that, and the other thing. You know, Bayism. I mean, I had this fat chick tell me one time, asked me one time at when I was working nightclub, "Don't I look like Beyonce?" I was like, "Hell no." I was like, "No, what do you mean I don't like Beyonce? What are you trying to say?" I said, "You don't like Beyonce." People told me I like Beyonce. I said, "No, it's so sick. You don't look like Beyonce, you know?" And so, I mean, Lord have mercy. But this is what we are. This is what we have. There's a reason why these celebrities and entertainers are there. Why? Because they want to keep the black people in control. Look, somebody told me the other day about a rapper who smoked crack in the audience, gave somebody crack in the audience, right? And supposedly this rapper is a friend of T.I.'s and Killer Mike. Now let's talk about Killer Mike and T.I. Now these guys are being I'm sure they're gonna get spots at the Democratic National Convention to speak. I'm sure Killer Mike's gonna be with the Bernie Sanders people and everything. But Killer Mike still says, yeah, if you can go out there and hustle and get your money up, when you can start a business and everything. So in other words, you're telling him to go out there, risk going to jail to get initial $10,000-15,000. Why don't you tell him to get a fucking 3 jobs like I did, and work for a year and put the money in the bank if you want to get a business, Why are you gonna compromise and tell him to say, because to get that $10,000, right? You may think it's good, but he has to go out there, he has to risk getting shot and killed. He might have to shoot and kill somebody else and everything. Instead, you tell him, no, if you want that business and everything, prove to me that you could do it. You get out there and you work 3 jobs, wash cars in the day, bus tables at night. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Do things like that for 2 years and discipline yourself, and then talk to me about a business.
There you go.
But nobody wants to tell it like that. Nobody wants to tell it like that because we are race of black men of cowards. And like I said, I don't roll with cowards. You know what I'm saying? I don't roll with cowards. I don't roll with sissies. If you don't have enough love in your heart to tell your people like it is, you have no business leading them. Sometimes you gotta tell people things they don't want to hear. It's easy telling people about the beauty of nation building and black unity. Oh, that's beautiful and everything. But you know something? Every time and I learned this from being an insurance agent, you always have to read the fine print. You gotta disclose everything. Everything is full disclosure. This is not gonna be easy. This is not gonna be nice. This is not gonna be safe. This is gonna be dangerous. You can lose everything. You can lose your life, your reputation. But when you stand up for truth and everything, if you prevail, you will be free. Nothing comes right, nothing comes good in this world comes easy. There's always going to be trials and tribulations. Black people have shown in history that we want those trials and tribulations to be free. But our leaders always sell us short on simplistic remedies and everything like that. Instead of saying, look, let's lay everything on the damn table. If it means us parting ways with America, that's what we have to do. If 8 years of Barack Obama, and he couldn't even see the damn Justice Department after somebody like George Zimmerman, that could have been an easy open and shut case. You know why? Because he was more concerned about Hillary losing Florida. Same thing with Alton Sterling down in Louisiana. Guy was selling tapes out of the thing with the permission of the owner, right? The police actually went to the wrong gas station, right? Saw him and shoot him and everything. He's dead. This lady Shelby in Oklahoma shot her brother in his freaking face with his hands up.
Right.
Michael McDonald, McDonald, what I'm saying? What's the name? What's his name? Ferguson McDonald.
But not only that, we got your boy in Texas where the cop went to the wrong house, wrong apartment.
Yeah. All the time, go to the wrong house. And they don't even want to charge her. The black police officers are trying to work with her to get her off. All this freaking nonsense and everything going on. And in the bottom line, everybody forgets about that and then go on to the next topic. No, all these things happened mainly under Barack Obama's watch. He did nothing. So now the bottom line is this. Since America's saying, fuck us, fuck black people, we're going to say, look, you know something? Fuck you. We're not voting for whoever you want to vote for. I think we're going to vote. We're going to stay home this election. How about that?
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to stand. You're going to give. I don't give a damn. We have been completely marginalized in the political process. Now, you say we could argue about reparations all day. We know that's a long shot. But the things they can do, like federal oversight over any officer involved shooting, they could have done that with Trayvon Martin and all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, those are the laws on the books.
Those laws on the books. All they had to do was enforce them. But since Mayor de Blasio in New York, a liberal mayor, thinks it's more important to talk about getting rid of hot dogs and skyscrapers and everything than it is to talk about justice for black people in the city, what the hell can we do? The end stage, the end game is nationhood. That's the stage we're at right now. Now it's time to talk about nationhood. Now it's time to talk about building Africa and build African.
Why doesn't anyone want to have a serious talk about nationhood?
because it's scared. Because like I said, like I told the one brother about Liberia, right? Liberia, what only thing about Liberia was the fact that it was never studied. I had to find books. I had to go to different libraries and everything and research certain books that I wanted. This one book that I pulled out over on Liberia was written back in the 1930s, right? It was sitting in the Newport News Library. The book had dust on it, you know? I pulled the book off and I was like, it was dirt on it. It was sitting there for years. I look at the last checkout date on the checkout card. The last checkout date was 1969. That means nobody's opened this book up since 1969. And it was a poignant book on Liberia. It was that book and a book called Liberia, America's African Friend, written in 1953. Both these books sat on the shelf since the 1970s. Nobody checked them out. Probably somebody read them back in the late 60s, you know? But the 70s, I look at from the last punch card on the book was in the early 1970s. So I'm saying to myself, nobody does the research. No one ever talks about the nationhood and everything because they get so wrapped up in nationhood. America can give you statehood, right? You can have statehood in America. This is very important. You can have statehood in America. You can say, I'm a United States citizen as a state, but you're never going to be an American. You know what I'm saying? That's the nation. That means you believe in the American creed. That's what these people don't really understand. You're never going to be an American unless you are completely assimilated. Now, some black people are like that. Some black people are so American, like Candace Owens. They're so far to the right, they're American. What the heck? My phone's like Grand Central Station.
And even if you are, you still got to deal with the fact that those people are still in control, and you're not going to be in a position to do any more than you've been doing all along.
Hey, I got my phone call. Hey, Holt wants to come in.
All right, hold up. You want to come in? I'll send a link to hold up right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, get hold up in. Go hold it. I'll be right back to the bathroom. Go ahead, Ron.
Oh, okay. Hey, listen, everybody. Everybody's too comfortable over here. That's one of the reasons why you don't want to
repeat that again. Repeat that again. I think honestly, I think people are tolerating the disenfranchisement, the racial terrorism, the racism, the marginalization because we're just too comfortable.
We're comfortable and don't nobody know what else to do. But yet when you tell them what to do, and as far as getting a nation on the continent, which is going to work for them over there and for us here, they don't want to do that. Some type of fear, I don't know. But the bottom line is, if you got a nation on the continent, just like the nation of Israel, for instance, you got a land base to operate from, the diaspora that's still here, you can work your business back and forth, and you got some influence on the international stage,
right,
as a result of it also. You're closer to the UN, and you can then utilize that station to bring charges if necessary.
Right.
On the United States. What was Malcolm working on, huh?
Yeah. As long as you stay inside the confines of America, you are not telling me the truth that you're serious about reparations, you're serious about anything, right? As long as you're under the jurisdiction of the United States. We got brother Holub in the house. Great.
What up, Holub? Holub Thanos. Holub.
Peace. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Go ahead, brother.
Okay. Yo, I just want to say one thing. Peace to everybody.
Peace.
By the way.
Peace, brother.
Unless you understand, if you can't give me an explanation of what infrastructure means, if you don't know what the definition of that means, I don't want to hear a damn thing you got to say about anything. Because the people that make this America argument are totally comfortable with white people controlling the infrastructure that they exist in.
Yep.
And I don't hear none of them talking about controlling that, or even eventually somewhere down the line control it. They don't even fucking care about it. They think that it's irrelevant that the white man controls your food supply, your water supply, the roads, the fucking highways, the tax system, everything in the system they control, but they are totally comfortable with that. And then when we introduce something about you controlling that, us as a people, we're looked at like we crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm not even gonna have a conversation with these cowards, because that's what they are. If you don't want to have control over your social, economic, and political infrastructure, your reality, then you need to shut the fuck up and be the best bitch to the white man that you can be.
Yep.
Stop fronting like you want power. Stop trying to piss standing up, and sit your ass on that toilet and piss like a bitch.
Tell them.
Yeah.
Tired of these people, man. I'm tired of these motherfuckers. And the guys who are the biggest cowards got the biggest fucking microphone.
Yep. You're the
But
loudest.
when you start talking to them about actual power, because that's what we're talking about, power.
Real power, the power stone.
If you don't control your water supply, if you don't control your roads and your highways, if you can't tax your citizens, then you don't have any fucking power, you morons.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm tired of having conversations with y'all. We need to have conversations with people, black men that want power.
Yep. I want power.
And these clowns, and any clown that is against nationhood should be tomatoed off the fucking stage in any forum that we on. If you talking that bullshit about America and you don't want to control one goddamn thing in America, we need to tomato you off the stage. Nobody needs to be listening to you.
Yep.
And the thing of it is, white people are not going to allow you to control anything anyway.
Yep. Not 1 inch of this country. You know something? You go back to history. He asked him, have you ever read the Monroe Doctrine? Right?
I have not. I'm familiar with it. I am not. I'm vaguely familiar with it though.
Oh, but check this out. The Monroe Doctrine was when James Monroe was president, right? That's when America pretty much had control over the coastline, really the coastline of the United States. And it was trying to figure out a way how to get the Pacific expanding across the plains. The Monroe Doctrine said to European powers, right? Any activity, provocation that you take in the Western Hemisphere was a threat and a provocation to the United States. That means the United States effectively had control over the Caribbean, control over Mexico, control over South America, and stuff like that. Part of the Monroe Doctrine was the white man, the white race was going to, this continent was for white people to span sea to shining sea. And basically, any European power was a threat. Why? Because in order for America to complete that, it had to control North America and South America, the seas, everything. The way to do that was to keep the European powers out. But the compromise was the European powers said, okay, well, we're going to expand mostly in Africa and Asia. The United States said, we'll join you in the Pacific, right? World domination. What was left out of that conquest was Liberia and Ethiopia, right? The Europeans in 1884, 50 years later, carved up the African continent. Well, who did they carve the African continent up from, right? This is very important. They knew that the blacks, when they get free in the West, you know, at the time, there was like 20 or 30 million black people living in the Americas, right? They said these people who have education, everything like that, who knew the Western way of life and stuff like that, was going to return back to the ancestral homeland. So we have to carve up this continent for them. Why was there a rush to claim the whole continent? They feared the black people in the West returning, the people who had the capability of governing Africans, right? Unfortunately, a lot of Africans chose to be colonized with the Europeans than with the black men like Henry Emmanuel Turner and Martin Delany, who tried to go over there and say we could build states and everything. The Ivory Coast, they wanted to be part of France. They were black Frenchmen now. The Congo, that was a different story and stuff like that. There was an explorer called George Washington Williams. Have you guys ever heard of him?
I have not. I'm familiar with Martin Delany though.
And he's African American. He wanted to build a state inside the Congo for black people from the West. His character was in that Tarzan movie made by Samuel L. Jackson that came out a few years ago. You know, if you ever go see that movie Tarzan, right? George Washington Williams brought to life by Samuel L. Jackson in that movie. He was an explorer, African American adventurer and explorer to the Congo who fought against King Leopold in his exploitation of the Congo. But he, unfortunately, like many things, he came back to Philadelphia and died of a disease, whatever. But said somebody taken some of his work up, what some people did. Early Garveyites took some of his writings and tried to carry on with it. We always have this thing when it comes to Africa, you know. we always, oh man, if Garvey could have did this, if the Exodus of 1878, what I wrote about, and we could have did this, that, right? We always 100 years later saying, what the fuck if we would have did something a certain way. Now it's time for us to get the shit done, get it done right the first time, so we don't have to 100 years later now. Somebody don't have to say, well, I wish the BAO would have did this, and I wish the BAO would have did that. We're gonna get it right the first time, you know. And we know all the mistakes of the past, so we're gonna go forward with the stuff. Go ahead, brother Holt.
Yeah, man. The Negro stalling tactics, it's amazing. You would have thought after we done crushed all these Negro stalling tactics that people would just stop using them. But it's like, I guess you just got to keep going back to the same thing. It's like, I don't understand how I'm a believer in asking the right questions to elicit the right answers. And the question that I always ask, it's only two choices. Do we want to control our own socioeconomic and political reality, or do we want someone else to do it? Those are the two choices. So really, what are we fighting about? Like, what is the argument? What's the fundamental argument that's the problem? One person is saying, I want to control my own reality. And the other person is saying, well, you crazy for wanting to control your own shit. We got it good right here.
No, we don't.
So you consider getting your ass kicked in America, being a second and third class citizen, having control over not one shred of the infrastructure, is doing it good right here? How can I even have a fucking conversation with somebody like that?
And the worst part about that, brother, is the fact that somebody off the boat could come over here and feel like he's your superior. If you've been here for all these years, for all these wars, I'm an American, and you ever see these people lashing? That's what the ADOS is all about. They're lashing out at immigrants because they're able to come over here. They ain't kissing no ass. They just go and getting their education, getting their families, and there's a jealousy from African Americans who think they're owed that. You know, why are they?
You ain't owed a goddamn thing. Let me end this for once and for all. Nobody owes you a fucking thing. If you don't have the ability to take what you want, nobody respects you.
Yep.
You sitting back, old? Are you fucking kidding me? So the person who stole your jacket, they owe you your jacket back? Somebody stole your wallet, they owe you your wallet. That wallet used to be mine. What the fuck is wrong with these people?
Like Debo with that chain. Yeah, like
we're not even. And the funny part about it is, like, you got all these people talking about, well, why don't you go? If you really believe that, why don't you go? All right, so then we going to Africa this year. So after we go to Africa, does that mean now all of a sudden the people that are saying now you should go, are they going to become black nationalists?
No, they're gonna do Dynas. Dynas hasn't been there long enough. He goes every week, basically.
Oh, so in other words, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna keep moving the goalposts.
Moving the goalposts.
Yep. That's what they're gonna do. So Dynas is going to the continent. I noticed that you're still not a black nationalist. Did you get your passport? You plan on going to Nigeria? So then stop it with the, oh, y'all gotta go, as if it makes a fucking difference. You ain't going nowhere. You stay in your black ass right here in America, getting your ass kicked on a daily basis. So stop it, man. It's just another fucking Negro stalling tactic that these people use over and over and over again. They have no desire to go anywhere. If everybody in the BAIO went to Africa tomorrow, do you think any of these niggas would go?
No.
They'd be right here talking about, well, you went to Rwanda. How come you ain't go to Nigeria? They moved the goalposts.
Why you go to Uganda? You know what I'm saying? I know for a fact you say you're going over there because Paul Kagame, you're working for the CIA. We know Paul Kagame is the CIA plant. It's like, you guys are agents too. That's why you're so comfortable in Rwanda, because they got infrastructure. Y'all couldn't live in the jungle.
And another thing I want to touch on. Every time that they talk about we're rude, anytime they talk about we're being mean, you notice that they only say it when we clap back.
Yeah.
When we getting clapped at, nobody has a problem with it. When you shitting on Africa, when you shitting on the motherland, nobody ever says, yo, y'all need to stop talking about Africa like that. But the moment we clap back, now all of a sudden y'all getting feelings. Now, oh shit, why? Well, how come you talking nasty words to me? Fuck you, nigga. Fuck you. And I'm gonna keep clapping back because y'all not used to the BAIO. We're not gonna sit back and watch you dog Africa, and we ain't gonna say nothing about it.
That's what I said.
We're gonna dig right into your bitch asses.
Yeah, that's what I said. They're messing with the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to freaking bury anybody. I'm ready for war. You know what I'm saying? They're on my last nerve. You know what I'm saying? If they want to bring a war on this, so be it.
You ain't gonna talk about Africa on my watch. You ain't talking about Africa on my watch.
You know, every time you look around, it's just more fuckery, and everything. And now it's like the ADOS stuff. When one brother did a video today, right? He said, "I'm out of the ADOS movement. This and the other thing. I thought it was gonna be about Black America pride." He said, "I soon found out it's all a pretense to freaking hate on black. How the hell did we start hating on our African Caribbean brothers and sisters? What the hell does that got to do with anything?" Well, this and the other. Somebody said that Roland Martin's grandfather may have been half Haitian. That disproves him from the discussion because his grandfather might be.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
This is the most dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. This is Nazism.
It's crazy. You know what the crazy part is? What is the leverage that you have to make the United States government do a goddamn thing for you? What's your leverage? Or do you even know? You know what, Carla? Maybe I'm being too optimistic. Do they even know what leverage means?
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
Because I don't think they know what leverage means. It's like the terms that we use. I really don't think these dudes understand. They don't understand what leverage means. They don't understand what infrastructure means.
Right.
They don't understand when I say social, economic, and political power. It's almost like I'm speaking Mandarin Chinese.
Hey, hold up. What about if you use the term like geopolitics? Have you ever thought about geopolitics?
They don't even know what that means. What they talking about? The Matrix?
That
they think you're talking about the Matrix and Neo.
And the whole thing is, how is it that you're going to get 2/3 of Congress to override a presidential veto to get your reparations? Not only that, this is what I said to one person, right? I said, if you're going to try something like reparations, why not try in the courts first? On an individual basis, right? And then if you win, try it on a class basis with each individual state, company that's still alive, whatever like that.
Yeah,
I have an idea.
New York Life will be one of them.
I have an idea. How about this? Take all of the Super Chat, Patreon, and PayPal money from Yvette Carnell and put it into an African American fund. Oh,
hey, hold up. Get this. Hey, Dinus, do you have that video? You have to play it. So like play the first video of that video I sent you about Yvette Carnell talking against that. You gotta let Hold up hear this.
Hold on, please, you got it. It's in my. You texted it to me, but you didn't send it to me. Did you send it to me on Facebook too?
No, you want me to send it to you on Facebook?
Send it to me on Facebook. Send it to me on
Facebook. Carla, hold on 1 second, Carla. Robert Alexander in the group, he says, "Who is this fool talking?" I'll answer that question for you, Robert. I'm not you. I'm not a bitch. That's who I am. You a bitch and a coward. So I'm not you, and thank God I'm not you. Go ahead, y'all.
All right, hey, send me the video on Facebook.
I am.
Clown ass niggas, man. How do you as a black man argue with another black man who's saying we need a nation of our own? Please help me with that. So a black man says, "Yo, we got to stop being reliant on these white people, and we need to have something of our own." And you, as a black man, fights against them. How do you justify that? You know, how do you justify that? How do you look in the mirror and claim to be a man?
Hey, Dennis, you should have gotten it.
I got it right now. Let me
please hold up, listen to this video, and then also I'm gonna send this that super chat. All right, I'm gonna send that super chat, Dennis, and put that up there too. And let's examine the evidence here. Let's have some fun tonight, folks. Let's have some fun tonight. You know, at Mama Mulata's expense. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. Hold on.
I love that BAIO shirt right there.
Yeah. It's the elder man. He wrote the book back in 2000 about all this. You know, he came across. He said, "Nah, I know these are the guys I need to be with."
Yeah, man. It's not like we coming up with something new. It's all old. It's like stuff that we should have been doing a long time ago.
I'm saying it's always been there. We're not geniuses. You know, oh, yeah, this, that, and the other. It's always been there. It's eternal. The idea of manifest destiny of us having a nation we're all is eternal. It's gonna be here. It's always been there. It's always gonna be here long after we're gone. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
All the thing is
I'm about to play the
not
video. I'm about to play the video.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Exhibit number 1. They're selling ADOS t-shirts, but black folks ain't got no money.
Yeah, we ain't got no money to buy no t-shirts. We ain't got no money to buy no t-shirts. What the hell?
Hey, is it playing, Dice?
It's playing.
I can't hear it.
I can't hear it, but I can see it.
You can't hear it?
No.
Yeah, you turn the volume up?
No, the volume's up. Hold on 1 second. The volume's up.
Yvette Carnell, ADOS doesn't have $25 to invest in a business, but it's out here selling $30 t-shirts.
Hold on 1 second. Yeah, the volume's up.
No, I mean, I see it. That's the basic point
you
right
gotta,
there.
You gotta hear her voice, man. Where she's going in on it. Hold up. I don't know why we can't hear it, Dice. Sure you don't got to mute it?
That could be a variety of reasons.
She could have muted the whole video. She's been trying
to. You guys still can't hear it?
No.
Let me ask you, people in the chat room, can you hear it? Press 1 if you can hear it in the chat room.
Are you playing it? Is it coming through your speakers?
It's coming through my speakers. Well, yeah, it's coming through my speakers.
Oh, that's strange.
Usually people can hear it when I'm playing on the video. Guys, press 1 if you can hear the video when I was playing it. Press 1.
Yeah, I can't hear it.
Well, I'm not playing it right now, but press 1 if you guys can hear it. Oh, no, they can't hear it either. Damn, that's weird. Hold on 1 second. Let me hold on one. Let me play it another hold on 1 second. Let me do this.
People out here buying cigarettes.
All right, something.
That was me.
Hold on, let me let's see if you guys can hear it now. Hold on 1 second. Now I'm just taking his time. All right, hold on. This thing's still not. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Yeah, it's just I don't know. I don't know what the problem is.
No, don't worry about it. I mean, I get the basic gist.
Yeah.
But you can hear her explain. She said, "Black people ain't got no $25 to be donating to no investment group and everything." I was like, we can't invest in no group. We don't have no money to put in no bank, no bank accounts and stuff like. This lady is sick.
But we got money to buy a $30 t-shirt.
Yeah, and we have money to buy $400 pair of Jordans. What I'm saying is these people have
how much does cigarettes cost? We got money to buy at least a pack of cigarettes a week. And I'm being nice.
Yeah, and cigarettes $11 a pack, you know? Yeah, well, you got money for cigarettes, you know?
That's why you know all of these people is full of shit, because if they was really for real, we have enough resources amongst our community, for lack of a better word, to develop an African-American fund.
But they don't want to do that.
But we can all contribute. Black Americans, ADOS, whatever the hell you want to call them in America, can have a fund to contribute to on a monthly basis. If that was created, I would join that shit right now.
And not only that, you could distribute the funds to things like the Robinhood app, the American Trade. You could have all these. They got this software where you can invest in everywhere, like Robinhood. You can go get the Robinhood app, invest a little $50 on stocks and bitcoins or whatever markets there are. You know. Why do we have that? We could plug it up to all these different platforms.
You
Nobody
notice
wants accountability.
your
Nobody's
collar.
serious about doing anything with black people.
Your collar. You notice the next question is, well, what we gonna do with the money? That's like having an argument about the Powerball lottery that you haven't hit yet. How about
Yeah.
first things first?
First things first.
Establish the goddamn fund. How about that? Because
That
if
was
they
the
would
fun,
establish a
and then
fund,
that.
I would be down with that fund. If they, let's say it's a dollar a day, it's 30 days average in a month. I put $30 a month into a fund. I do
And
it.
we're gonna teach. We're gonna. I mean, hold on. We're gonna. That's our next thing to be. We're gonna train people how to be self-contained donors. Where people start creating, donating to the BAL. Members donating little. If you donate a little $10 a month, that goes a long way. If we got hundreds of members, and train people. Okay, yeah, this, that, thing. The next thing is an investment fund. You want to go like that? Get people into that. We never been that investment culture of people. If we were like the other people that invest, put money together, and it was natural in our culture, and we were trained to do that, then we have. I think Tone, what's his name? What's it? Jay Morrison. I think that's a good thing he started. At least he's getting people in the frame. The framework of pulling the money together, and the framework of doing stuff like that. But Yvette Carnell says, don't do that at all. Wait for a check from the government. Don't do nothing, but wait on a check from the government. Don't talk about Africa. She says, burn the RBG flags. This lady is crazy. And
Kyla, hold on 1 second. Hugo, I agree with you. Any business needs a business plan. I'm not in disagreement with that. What I'm saying is, don't let, what's that term that they use? Don't let the I can't think of it.
Don't let I know what you're talking about.
I know what you're talking about. Be the enemy of the good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's we keep coming up with stuff to stall, and that's what my problem is. Every time you come up with a solution, somebody comes up with something to stall progress.
Yeah.
If you're concerned about a plan, get your ass into the game and develop the plan. Don't do it from the outside. Because it's easy to sit from the outside telling people what they should do. When are you going to get fucking involved in the process? Everybody has opinions and suggestions about what they want somebody else to do, but they're going to sit back like some bystander.
Yeah.
Get involved, man. Do you want a nation? Do you want to have your own shit or not? Because if you want to have your own shit, we got a group called the BAIO that you should be a part of. It's free. It's not like we asking you for money.
Yeah.
It's free.
Join up for free. Pay nothing. Get all this information. Connect with good people. You can form your own local chapter in your city when you get enthusiastic, like we have here in Virginia Beach. Form your local chapter and everything like that. Meet and greet. Form a new circle. You're forming a friendship, a bond. That's the most important part of building an organization is socialization. You know what I'm saying? You're socializing with people. You're building friendships, bonds, associations, whatever it is, locally, friendships. Then you can sit down and talk about, hey, let's do this one now. Oh yeah, I'll do this. Let's go into business together. Let's go after you have socialization and friendship bonds and trust, family bonds, everything. Look how I introduced Dynas to John Cashin. And that really threw my heart when I seen John Cashin playing with Dynas' son. Like family. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're all believe the same thing. We're all nationalists. We all believe the same thing. Why not get together and form bonds and friendships and fellowships?
That's the only people that I want to. Yo, son, those are the only people that I want to form bonds with. I'm not going back and forth with these cowardly bootlicking Negroes who want to stay in America getting their ass kicked. If that's what you want to do it. But there's enough people that love what we're trying to do and want to have something of their own and want to be a part of it. Those are the people that I want to communicate with. Those are the people that I want to socialize with. I do not want to socialize with bootlicking Negroes.
And that's what the BL
and
all about.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm willing to let the bootlicking Negroes live. If you're a bootlicking Negro, you can live. I'm not trying to take away your life and your lifestyle. Live. This leave us the fuck alone.
Yeah, leave us alone. Leave us the hell alone. That's all we asking for. Live and let live. You know what I'm saying?
I am more than comfortable letting the white man put his foot up your ass. Go ahead.
Hey, they're happy with Massa.
Yeah, they're happy with Massa. Go right ahead. I look at some of these people on TV, and they're like, every year, it's like, you know how they always do it? Every year they get you hyped up in my election. 2004, 620. We gotta get ready. Ready for what? You said that in 2004.
Ready. He ain't
Oh, we
nothing.
gotta get ready. 2004. John Kerry's gonna take over. Yeah, we gotta get ready. When that a couple years later, when that it was Barack Obama. Yes, the Obama era. When that 8 years going by, we get our ass kicked. Black America lost more wealth during Obama. Black real estate. Those are the ones who want to get into real estate and everything. Understand, Diane asked the question before about why we invest in black people. Black areas, right? They say it has been undervalued by $300 billion. House, you know what I'm saying? Why? Because when they do their stats and their analytics and everything, one thing that strikes you when you have a black community is that's a negative right there. You know, the only way black communities survive is bringing in the number of white people in, and particularly with middle class white people. Then the equity values go up. So you live in as a minority.
He said that. I'm experiencing that right now, firsthand.
Yeah. You know, and that's the way it is. And those who keep saying we can do it right here, the real estate, the algorithm of real estate don't even, and the metrics don't even add up. You know, the only way you can survive in America is by working more in black communities.
You know what, man? I'm gonna tell you something. You know what makes these conversations so frustrating? It's like everybody's sitting around watching the house burn down, but nobody wants to talk about water.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the type of conversations that these are. Like we're sitting around, we know what the problem is, we know what the solution is, but nobody wants to talk about the solution because we still want to talk about the problem. Over and over and over again. It's like a fetish, man. It's a fetish at this point.
What do you think about 8-hour freaking super chats? 8-hour Google Hangouts. The motherfuckers on 8 hours.
Oh, can I answer this question? Can I answer this question? Somebody said in the chat room, what is the point of pointing out she's selling t-shirts? Everyone is selling something. True. That's true. The reason why we're pointing it out, we're pointing it out because this is the same person that's telling you we don't have no money. So if we don't have no money, how do we have money to give her?
Yo, Ron's laughing. He goes, "That we ain't got no money." Even Ron knows it, man. Ron knows.
So if we don't have no money, how do we have money to give her?
Hey, Dynast, I know what you can put up. I sent you that super chat.
I'll put it up right now. Okay.
Put that super chat up. This is one of her super chats. Check this out.
Tyler, you went out. Can you hear him? Because I can't.
No, he's not talking.
Okay. Oh, okay. Rev Reload says, now I'm hearing that you do have some kind of plan and you're trying to sell us something, but I have mostly heard bashing me as an African American. Can I ask a question? Who the hell asked you to come to Africa? I don't recall asking anybody that doesn't. I'm not convincing anybody to come to Africa. Let's get that straight. The only people that I want to connect with is the people that want to go, the people that actually want to have something of their own. Why do you assume that you, a person that has nothing to do with it, don't want nothing to do with Africa, that your presence is requested on the continent? That's some egotistical bullshit right there.
And hold on, and not only that, brother, we're gonna be very selective about who goes. You know what I'm saying? Your credentials, your background, your vetting, all that stuff, we're gonna have a high probability of success because the people that's gonna go are gonna be the people that got skills, education, and hard work, everything like that, that's gonna do this work. You know, the lagging people, yeah, you'll eventually make it over there, but the system's already gonna be set up for you. So if you fuck up, we can deal with you. We ain't gonna let a whole bunch of
I got the picture up. Can people see the picture? Can you guys see the picture? The photo?
Check out the picture.
Can you guys see the photo?
Damn, $500?
And black people don't got no money. There's a black chick on there that gave it to her.
That's what Dynash should be getting that.
That's what I'm saying, man. You know, Dynash should be getting that shit. You know,
at least he's providing something tangible and concrete for people. What the hell is she providing that justifies her getting $500 for what?
What she's doing is providing a platform for people who hate us. That's all it is. That's it. When they hear us, we give these people nightmares and whatnot. You know, that the mainstream media is going to discover us, and next thing you know, the nation will take off. That's their worst freaking fear. So they're basically propping her up, throwing all kinds of money at her, thinking we're gonna go away. We're just wasting your $500. We're still here. We're not going nowhere. And the BIO is gonna grow and keep growing and everything like that until we achieve the end game, which is nationhood. That's our end game. And that's it.
If they're getting $500 for the bullshit that they kicking, the BAIO should have like about 10,000 members at this point. What is the fucking problem, man? Unless people are just scared.
Shout out to Brian Cole for the super chat. Thank you, brother. Everybody.
That's right, Brian. That's right. That's right.
People just scared
Dynash should be getting $500 fucking super chats. What the fuck? Like, at least you see how much tangible and concrete content he provides.
Yeah, real stuff. If Dynas completely revolutionized the relationship between modern Black America and Africa. His platform, all the nuance. You know what gets me? What's good about Dynas' show? The nuances come out. The likes and the dislikes, the success and failures, the problems. We always get this one side. Oh yeah, come over, my African American brothers, come over.
Exactly.
And we know it's not like that always. We get the whole thing.
Exactly.
You know,
like that. Yeah, right. You're right. You're right about that. It's nothing is ever sugar coated. It gives it to you exactly how the thing is, so that way you know what you're dealing with.
That's what's so revolutionary about the show, this platform. You know. It's real.
None of this sun, moon, and stars, all of this, sentimentality bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Just open your third eye, brother. Just open your third eye when you hit the comment, brother.
Yeah, all of that nonsense.
Open your third eye while they got their hand in your wallet, in your back pocket, your wallet. You know?
But brothers, we'll go ahead and close out.
Great show. Everybody. Great show. And just so you know, this is Brother Ron Whitfield. He's the one that wrote that thing, the Appeal for Unity. Appeal for Unity. His essay, Dynamite. Everybody's like loved it. I spread it around the internet. And he has a book. Let's see your book.
Did we post that on the Ning site?
Yeah. He's in the Ning site. Yeah.
No, I mean, did we post that article?
That article. I have a thing. I'm gonna see if I could. I have the notes. See if we can find a way how to put it on the Ning site. It has a book right here, the African American Book of War. Yo,
but I know Dynas has to go. So I just want to say this one last thing. If you believe in having something of your own, a nation of your own, join the BAIO. If you believe that you can be here and let the white man be your daddy and take care of you, then join the rest of these fools. That's the last thing I'll say.
Yeah, and thanks, Dynas. Join the BAIO. I think Dynas put the link in the chat room. Join us, and like I said, we're building big things. This organization's taking off right now, and we're building local chapters here in Virginia, or every state. Our goal is to have local offices in every state. Local STEM offices, local Doziers, skilled workers, local investment groups, local meet and greets, people having good times, putting on events and everything, people getting to know each other, build new friends. Like I said, people don't talk to each other. This is a place where you can meet friends and family around your area one night. We go out together and do stuff together and everything like that. So the bottom line is, this is the organization to join. But Dynas, I know you got to go. You got that show to do. But
yes, sir.
And everything.
The only thing I want to say is, anybody, if you really want liberation, ain't but one way to go, and that's the continent. You can't get around it.
Can't get around with no Africa, no liberation.
Let's leave on that note.
Yeah.
There we go. Yes, sir. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you guys go to the BAIO name site. Please join. Also go to search for Uhuru on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook. Also like, share, and subscribe. Everyone, once again, thank you so much for joining. Until next time, family. Peace. And guys, I should be coming right back on with Brother Melvin Foote. So just stay posted. All right, peace.
Peace.